Let's see. Mic check, 1, 2, 3. I think we were having some technical issues. I think it's up now. I think it's good. For some reason it got clicked off. So, yeah. Gotta love gotta love things that happen live. Yeah, so hopefully you can hear me now. So just backtracking a little bit what I was talking about. Just here to give you your back to work, back to school forecast. So to kick off the work week tomorrow, it's going to be warm and humid in the morning. Temperatures mid to upper 70s. We are going to be reaching the upper 90s tomorrow afternoon. Winds mainly going to be out of the north and northwest. This is going to be bringing in some drier air, some slightly drier air. And this big ridge of high pressure that's going to be right on top of us is going to prevent us from seeing much rain tomorrow. And that ridge also going to keep us extremely hot. Now, even though with that northerly wind, the air may be just a tiny bit drier, it's still going to be very humid overall. So with that, we are going to be under another heat advisory. But with those temperatures in the upper 90s tomorrow, we are going to be near record territory. So record high for July 28th in Biloxi, 98, 99 in Gulfport, 97 over near Pascagoula and Moss Point. We're forecasting a high tomorrow of 97. We'll see if we're going to be tying or setting any new records across the coast tomorrow afternoon. There is a decent chance for that. Like I talked about, it is going to be very humid again tomorrow. Just like today, tomorrow we will be under another heat advisory, and I do see some extreme heat warnings not too far to our north. Inland areas tomorrow will have a little bit of a better chance of seeing some temperatures maybe a little closer to 100. I don't think that's out of the question. For us in South Mississippi, we're looking at the upper 90s, heat index close to 110, a little bit higher than that at times. So if you have to be spending much time outside tomorrow, make sure you have plenty of water on hand, take some breaks in the AC, wear some clothing that's lighter in color, whites, light yellows, light greens, something like that. That reflects a little bit more of the sunlight off of you, and hopefully you don't have to be working in the direct sunlight tomorrow because it is going to be pretty brutal. Temperatures right now still in the upper 70s, low to mid 80s, a little bit closer to the coast. We're still seeing the heat index in the 90s in some spots on the coast. 97 heat index right now in Long Beach, 95 in Gulfport. That heat index is going to be back easily into the triple digits tomorrow. Quiet conditions though at this time along the coast. There were a few isolated showers and storms earlier today. Many of us missed out on the rain. Not really anticipating hardly any rain whatsoever overnight tonight. We can see here that satellite and radar are very quiet. Maybe a few clouds across the area, but that's really about it for the time being. So this big ridge of high pressure, it's across the southeast, and it actually has expanded up into parts of the northern plains and the Midwest. Even some spots in the northeast are going to be feeling the heat. This is a pretty stout ridge of high pressure that's keeping a lot of the country under some heat alerts over the next 24 hours. So we see heat advisories where we have that orange color, excessive heat warnings where we have that pink color, and we have some excessive heat watches, it looks like, up into North Mississippi. So hot is the name of the game heading into the work week. And throughout the first half of Tuesday for South Mississippi, we are also going to be incredibly hot and humid. Tomorrow, rain chances are looking very slim. There could be a stray shower or a thunderstorm. Not many of us are going to be seeing rain tomorrow, but there is going to be that possibility. Tuesday, we'll start off in the mid to upper 70s, maybe a few spots on the coast struggling to get out of the 80s. Throughout the first half of Tuesday, I do anticipate temperatures to climb up into the mid to upper 90s. Depending on when we start to see more showers and storms in the afternoon, some of us may peak in the mid 90s. We'll see how much rain is going to give us relief from the heat by the afternoon. There is going to be a decent chance for some scattered showers and storms, and because it's going to be so hot and humid before showers and storms develop, I wouldn't be shocked if some of these storms had some gusty winds, some frequent lightning, and even some heavy downpours. We'll keep an eye on things. Wednesday, rainfall coverage pretty scattered, it looks like. If we were to see a little bit more cloud cover, it's not going to be as hot. Still hot, temperatures in the low 90s, but not only do we anticipate to see a little more cloud cover throughout the day, that same ridge of high pressure is also going to be moving away from us, and that will help to make the heat a little less intense heading into Wednesday. I hesitate to say it's going to be cooler. Technically that's true, but nothing cool about it by the end of the week. But at least it will be a little bit better than what we anticipate tomorrow and Tuesday. So heat index tomorrow close to 110. Wouldn't be surprising if some spots had a heat index a little bit greater than that. Tuesday, more of the same, at least during the first half of the day before we see those showers and storms. It is going to be incredibly hot and humid. By the end of the week, still hot, not as hot temperatures, more so in the low 90s, which is closer to average for this time of the year, which, by the way, based off of climate data, this is typically our hottest time in the year. From about July 17th through August 24th, our average high is 91. History tells us that once we get into September and especially into October, we typically see our high temperatures start to drop a little bit. We don't get as much daylight during that 24-hour period. We get a little bit closer to fall. Now, we can still have some hot days going into October, but generally speaking, it's usually not as hot as what we get during the summer months. So there is hope. We've done it before, but I know it seems like here in South Mississippi, summers can be endless, especially with that high humidity. So we'll keep the chance for more of these scattered showers and storms Wednesday, Thursday, and into Friday. Not one day looks to be like a particular washout, but we'll keep a decent chance of seeing some scattered showers and thunderstorms as we get into the end of the week. As for the tropics, I'm really happy to report that the tropics are very quiet at this time. No new development expected across the Atlantic basin over the next 7 days. Hopefully we can keep that going for as long as we can, because usually by the middle to end of August, we really start to see the tropics wake up quite a bit. But at least it looks like at this point, we're wrapping up the month of July with some pretty quiet weather in the tropics. I'm not complaining about that. I don't think many of us are. So hopefully we can keep that going into the month of August. History tells us by the end of August into September, though, things begin to get a lot more active in the tropics. But for the time being, it's quiet, but it is going to be incredibly hot the next couple of days. Temperatures in the upper 90s, heat index as high as 110, maybe even a little bit higher than that at some point. And we do have a decent chance of seeing some scattered showers and even a few thunderstorms by Tuesday afternoon. So we are about 20 minutes away from our 10 o'clock newscast. Hopefully you can join us there on ABC and CBS. I'll have another update on your back to work and back to school forecast, and we will have all the news to get you ready to tackle this upcoming week.